Hey, welcome to the live stream going on here, T.A.C.T. This is Rodimus Prime speaking. Join with me for this particular live session. I got other T.A.C.T. people with me here. I got Kids 4321 1234, Exo Blue as it is on PlayStation 4, and fellow T.A.C.T. founder T.A.C.T. Jazz, Argh and Argh.
Yep.
What I'm going to be showing you right now is I'm going to show you a couple of tips with the Scout, since I noticed that you guys seem to like to use Scout most of the time. I'm going to give you a couple of tips concerning Conquest and Capture the Flag layout. I'm going to start with Conquest. Let's pick a map, hello. Let's do Array for right now. And we'll start off with a offensive sniper build. Alright, Argh, I need you to be on the defense team.
Okay. Can I just pick any class?
Yeah, you can just pick any class right now.
Hey,
Conquest.
Yes. Whenever you have time, is it possible if I could use your guys' Prime account that way I can play FoC for free so I can not spend $60?
Wait, run that by me again?
Can I use one of your primary account or setting so I can play FoC on PS4?
It's possible, but I mean the only account I mainly use for that is this one. Okay, now, as you notice guys, I spawned in right here at B. And Argh spawned in over there at A. Anyway, as he spawned in over there at A, now I'm now heading to C. Now in a group setting in a team deathmatch outline, or in a multi-opponent, like 4v4, 5v5, however it is, you want to primarily have 2 people that are going to be at the spawn point come in. The other 2 to 3 players need to go to the nearest one to them that's not where the other enemy team is spawned in at. When you do that, the medic needs to go with you in order to give you a point and to give you a hand, because when you take the first node where you first spawn in at and the secondary one, the first team to do that automatically gains a slight point advantage for a majority or for a decent portion of the clan battle. Also, to hold the line considerably, you just really want to shoot me.
Yeah.
Fine.
Might as well make it a little interesting while sitting here doing this.
Yeah.
We are losing C.
Also, as I already portrayed in past sessions that I've led all you guys into in clan battles, the main point in the clan in the conquest captures is to do a double cap execution. Don't ever try to attempt a triple cap unless you can successfully hold down 2 nodes at the same time, because you want to try and predominantly gain a lead for the most part, and then maybe once you could try to execute the triple. Otherwise, under any circumstance are you not to do that. Also, while you're holding down the points, I'm also going to show you a specific cheese spot that can probably help to try and give you a couple of... not here.
I probably should have transformed at some point there.
That's alright. Alright, now, as I came off that ramp there, if you want to try and run a sniper build or a scout build, Off the top of here, it can give you a slight peeker's advantage in node C. And damn it, Argh.
And that's just to prove his point.
Anyway, like I was saying.
We are losing A.
Okay. As I was saying, up here at the top, it gives you a peeker's advantage into C, like I was doing. And over there, it gives you a slight advantage into taking a peek outside of A. Next spot is that if you want to camp B, a place to keep in mind is to be right here, where you can also get to a spawn cube. It gives you a slight reveal if you want to try and camp the spot outside of C node. Hey! Knock it off, one. Like I'm saying, and if you want to camp the other side of B node, you can be a Titan or a Destroyer that's somewhere over on this side here. Also, if you want to do a scout play, you can also be a scout here too, and you can camp the corridors outward.
I knew you were over there.
And I knew you were standing right there. And then you can also do support when your buddies here are trying to capture B node. Or you can do support from down here if your friends are trying to capture, if your buddies are trying to capture B node or try and capture C node.
We have captured B.
Alright, this is for scout play here. Alright, I'm going to switch over to a scientist next, and then I'm going to show you how a scientist support can also compute to these circumstances. I'm going to use a specific build that, well, is not generally relevant to clan battle effective scientist gameplay. It's effective for me at the moment in order to do a demonstration of sorts.
We are capturing A.
Alright, let me switch to this. Okay, now you can kill me.
Now
right,
I don't want to kill you.
Oh, screw that.
We'll stand still for 5 seconds then.
Alright, fine. I'm standing outside the window.
Don't move.
Are you happy?
No.
You got a headshot.
Yeah, but it wasn't satisfying. Take the nodes though, because this is going to end very quickly if you don't start taking nodes.
We are capturing C.
Also, shoot me. I'm outside on the middle platform.
Alright, once I take back this node here and take the A node here, that way it can also continue to extend the game session somewhat until I can take you to another map in order to do different demonstration. Also, here is a good place to camp for this spot. Here or behind here is a good place to camp in order to defend C. Because in the past couple of sessions that we've also done last year and 1 or 2 this year when we've done this map for Conquest,
we are
sessions, that was a good point that's been overlooked a few different times that I want to make sure that you guys are brought up to speed on. Because DMG uses that uses that tactic a lot in trying to make sure they can do good corner executions. And you can keep your opponent at bay. Yeah, I like that.
We are losing B. We are capturing A.
And then once you do successfully cap the two nodes like I previously aforementioned, then use the spots as indicated in order to hold the line as much as possible to keep the enemies from gaining the nodes and gaining points.
Now also, when using scientists for like conquest or capture a flag, they don't always play up close. They prefer to hit from a distance, while a Titan or Destroyer will go up and get personal. So, recommendation is if you're playing scientist and you're not medical scientist, primarily do it on open maps where you can hit from long distances using photon burst or the orbital pistol, because they both do extremely high amounts of damage and can be used at long range, so you don't have to get close. Better time to get close with a scientist that isn't medic in conquest or capture a flag. Primarily conquest is when you're wanting to rush a node and you're doing it with other people in your group, so then it's not only you, but we'll say you, a destroyer or Titan, and you could drop sentries, so therefore 2 people, 3 different guns firing at the same time, and you can overpower your opponent much quicker that way.
Exactly.
We are losing A.
Also, if you're gonna use a scientist for more confined maps, like for example sewers or Spire, personally I suggest using Starscream or one of the frames that's like very small and narrow, and then using probably Starscream's wings or Shockwaves, because they're very small wings. It makes it to where it's a very compact build. It can cut corners much easier than what bigger frames and bigger wings can. An example of a kind of bulky frame for a scientist would be Swoop, due to the fact that his wings just take so much room and make it to where he can't cut corners as easily as what Starscream's frame or smaller frames like even the Beetles, or Bugs I should say, that can cut corners pretty well. So outside, if you're gonna use scientists in close combat, I would suggest either like Starscream's frame or the Insecticons, because again, very small wings, very compact body frames.
Fast transformation, and allows you to go into a stand-up position real quick in order to aim down sights. Well, kids, what frame do you use most?
Definitely Starscream's wings, or anything that looks smart to get through those narrow tunnel-like cracks when you're on the battlefield.
Right.
It's very efficient and really effective.
2 minutes left.
And of course, and also if you're trying to get to your friends and your medi, you could get there real quick. Just go through. You won't have a chance of hitting a tunnel that's just at the right that will alter your points a bit.
We are losing C. I need a medic. 25 points remaining.
guys doing a...
Oh no, we're just doing live
1v1
conquest
slash,
and we're doing a conquest and capture the flag tips. So we're trying to give them ideas right now, because most of the T.A.C.T right now that plays for our clan battles right now, short of Zax and Moonwalker and Server and a few others, they all predominantly use scouts and scientists. And so we're trying to give them a couple of tips in order to help improve their gameplay styles based off of how well we use scouts and scientists. That's why I wanted Argh to come along with this, because Argh uses scouts and scientists predominantly.
I tend to, for me, when I play Transformers, I would use tank. I'm a pretty good tank. I'm either tank, scout, or scientist. I'm never destroyer. Mainly, I like the abilities, but I do not like the weapons. If the weapons are different, I would use it. I would use destroyer, but the weapons they have, I can't. You know what I'm getting at, right?
I know.
Like, no,
okay, next up for this map on Battles, I'm going to show you how you can use the Scout class in a number of unique ways that can help try and keep your opponent at bay. Not so much be able to kill your opponent as fast as you would like, but it can keep them at bay for a good amount of times. For this one here, I'm going to use a sniper build again, and then I'm going to switch to an EMP Scout outline.
For this, I'm gonna be using a rushing cloak build, so similar to EMP rush, but with cloak instead. General gameplay for it is close in on your opponent when cloaked, and then take them out very easily, like that.
Oh, nice.
We are losing A.
It makes it to where when they're...
Secondary, not to interrupt you, is your secondary choice Subsonic or Path Blaster?
Path Blaster for long range hits. So it's not confined to just being close range. You can hit them from long range, but its primary mode of attack is close range combat.
Okay. Alright, now for this one here, we're not going to take B. Because you got A, I'm going to take,
We have captured C.
C, damage has been dealt already from a long distance, and now I can close in with Scatter Blaster.
Correct, and that can work. Because you put on the pressure at the right times, right when he went to take it, and so he's going to be more inclined in order to stay alive long enough to take the node, more so than try and engage, which puts the enemy more so in an advantage to add more pressure, or for backup to come for either the person about to die, or for the person making the kill to take the node.
And then with the cloaking setup, it allows you to hit your opponent if you get hit or the cloaking goes off because of the shots being fired. You can quickly dash out of the way and then cloak again, and they'll have a difficult time trying to find where you're at, because now you're capable of hitting and then cloaking and running away. So it works similarly to a strike and fallback formation, where you just hit, then run away, and keep doing that until you actually defeat your opponent, or until you get support from other teammates.
Right.
Also,
now, for this... oh, go ahead.
Also, for a defensive capability, scouts can't take a lot of damage, and being confined to a certain area to capture nodes, making it to where you can cloak makes it to where your opponent has to look a little bit harder to see where you're at, so they won't be able to hit you from distances, but you'll be able to see them before they see you, giving you that split second element of surprise that you can plan what you want to do and how to take him out while still defending your node.
Alright. Next up, I'm going to show you how it is I got up here. Because this session here is all designed to help you in varying different ways in order to improve our chances in being successful in future clan battles to come. Now, for here on B node, I'm going to show you how I got up here, because this is a very unique tactic that me and a couple of scout players on PS3 use that can help get the drop on enemies that try and come and take this node. And you can also have a good eye's view and peeker's advantage from 3 different directions to this area. So, start by being right here. And you can also do this on the other side. Jump right here. And jump one more time. It's going to glitch out some. And then it'll put you... Yeah, you try it over here. And then I'll try it over here. And it should glitch you out to right up top of here. Yeah, just like this. Yeah, you got it. Because it gives you a good... You can cloak, it gives you peeker's advantage down there. Gives you peeker's advantage over there in the corridor, so if you got to see another sniper, you see it Sir Spanks a lot.
You can also jump up here as well, and it actually gives you a really good viewpoint of the entire map.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can see over there for possible sniper support and take them out. Take them out. Got health cube spawn over there. And spawn over there for health cube.
And death from right there.
And yes. So for all you guys in TAC that are scout players, try and keep that particular little trick in your back pocket, because it can be very beneficial in key situations. You'd be very surprised how easily a tip like that can ratchet on the pressure at unique times in order for an enemy to be shot at an unknown moment.
Also, when using a scout more primarily built on cloaking, use frames that are lower to the ground, because when cloaking it makes it to where they're a little bit harder to see because of the fact that they're lower to the ground and not so bulky in size.
For this,
a good option for this would be Jazz, since he's a very flat frame. Not drag strip. Dead End is another decent choice.
Drag strip is more of a sniper frame.
Yeah, if you're going more for cloaker, Jazz or Dead End are more close to what you would want to bank on as a frame. Overall, I would personally say the one frame not to use would probably have to be Bumblebee's frame, due to the fact that it's bulky and can actually cause you to get killed due to the fact that it's a circular shape, a little bit higher than the others, and just all the way around has a little bit of more hitboxes.
What about using wheeljacks? Because I've seen players like Straxus or Aswin or a couple other select players that can also use him for a cloaker and can use him for an EMP build. But he's one of the more, he's not one of the quiet types.
Personally, I prefer using Wheeljack for EMP builds, due to the fact that he's not very subtle compared to other frames. As a cloaker, I have seen it done before, and it can be done, don't get me wrong. I I just personally don't. There's other things that, in my opinion, are better for it.
Okay.
And number one thing about cloakers is use the environment to your advantage. If there's a lot of things to hide around, like for example crates and all that, use those to your advantage so you could uncloak, take some shots, quickly go behind the barrel, cloak, and then if your opponent isn't paying close enough attention, they'll lose track of which way you went until they see your distortion appear again.
Correct.
Because that's
especially
primarily
for a map
how
like
I
this.
use. Yeah, this is a great
for a map like this.
that.
This is a good map for using scouts and getting the drop on enemies at a number of different points.
Rod, where are you spawning in at so I can give a demonstration?
For me, I spawned in here near C.
Okay, I'm coming. So, obviously, you know that they're starting at C. If you go cloaker, you're gonna want to go in cloaked. So, it's close combat. You do that, get a few shots in, cloak. Now he has to actually look around for you before he can see again.
Yeah, and by then, even if he gets a chance to take a kill on you,
a little bit faster than how it just was presented there, because it did go kind of slowly. But the general concept is to use the crates to your advantage to cloak yourself behind them, and then change whatever direction so they don't automatically think, okay, so he went left behind the crate, he's gonna continue going left. You could go left until you get behind the crate, then jump over it, or go to right, or just go into a flat-out retreat and go completely around to a different way of getting around to the node.
yeah, it's all about being aware of your options. Alright, next up I'm going to switch over to...
We are losing C.
Switch over to a scientist on this map as well. And then from here I'm going to show you the general flight route that you can take in order to get to enemies or get to your teammates as fast as possible.
50 points remaining.
Rod, take over my node so
We are capturing A.
The game can keep going.
We are losing C.
Alright, not a problem at all.
So, with this map, and it's a little bit more open, so frames don't matter as much.
We are losing B.
Still, generally, it's, in my opinion,
It's open,
better
but it's
to
still
have
more of a-
smaller frames.
This one I say is more of a close quarter map, but you still want to keep it in mind to not use a lot of big frames, because it gets caught on boxes pretty quick.
Yeah, like, what frame are you using right now?
I am using Medic Build Silverbolt.
Silverbolt is a decent sized frame. Depending on the wing size, it changes his playability.
Yes. The wings I'm using here are... these are the wings from... these are the DLC wings. These are blast-off wings.
Blast-off
they're
wings
fairly
are also
small.
another pair that are pretty decent for small scientist builds.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
General rule for an offensive scientist that's not medic related would be Probably somewhere more along the lines of like a neutron assault rifle and gear shredder, due to the fact that there is a lot of cover, and yeah, it's still an open map, but the nodes aren't in positions that are heavily open, so a gear shredder has more chances of pinging your opponent than what a photon burst or what a orbital pistol would.
Yeah, on a map like this, a build that works around gear shredder predominantly would be very good. And because there are so many corners for it to work.
A general rule is almost always run neutron assault rifle unless you know you're capable of running a good scientist without it. Outside of that, it's if you're still working on getting better with scientist neutron assault rifle, I highly suggest being either primary or secondary for any scientist loadout, due to the fact that it's just all the way around a good gun. Damage output's pretty decent.
30 seconds left.
Aim is pretty good. Accuracy is pretty good. It's very versatile, and honestly, in my opinion, probably the best weapon the scientist has at its disposal, due to all of its stats compared to other weapons.
Autobots win the match.
Alright, there you go. Alright, we're going to show you one more Conquest relevant map. And then I'm going to show you guys one capture the flag outline. Because this doesn't have to be to any particular map. I just need to show you the pros and cons of capture the flag etiquette. And how to effectively make use on offense or defense. Okay, next map in choice here. Argh, you pick.
Next map?
Yeah, to do Conquest
I don't even know
on.
what maps.
Because the main maps where Conquest is like a death sentence would be... well, yeah, here would be one. Because B node, you can snipe the hell out of that. Band, kinda, sorta. But if you stick to double cap, that's not a problem.
Do Desolation.
Yeah, okay. And I'll show you guys a couple of very good sniping points
crap.
that can help you. I'm predominantly showing you guys how to do sniper roll outlines, so just in case you guys do want to play scout on these maps, whenever it is we do choose these maps, or if the enemy calls upon these map choices that may be out of our favor, I want to try and give you guys an edge in where you can position yourselves accordingly until either backup can come or until backup can take point. What?
They killed me.
Okay, now
so
A node. Okay, 1 point would be right up there on the top of that mound, which I will take point at now. If they spawn over here, then don't worry about this spot. But if we spawn over here, and that node's already being taken, say if this is a 5-on-5 or a 6v6, the one who's playing scout or a sniper does not necessarily need to take the node a second time. You take it the first time with friends, and then you head up on point, and you wait that out.
where are you at, Rod?
You can easily take A at this point. Right up here on the point over top of the ledge at A.
Oh, okay.
Here, yeah, take A.
Now, also, I'm gonna be showing a scientist build. Now, right now, I have the sentry with the just additional power output, which is normally what people would use. But also, I'm gonna present using this frame for a rust sentry. In this one right here, there's snipers can hit you from down below, but if you're a jet, you can transform, put your sentry up there, and it works for both types of sentries, but put it up there at the ceiling. Snipers can't hit it from a distance, and any opponent that comes in to fight you, primarily Destroyer or Titans, since they're more built for close range, will have to actually come into this area and deal with that, and deal with you. But not only do they have to deal with you, they have to deal with the sentry that they can't see off the bat.
Right.
Now, with that also being said, not a lot of people tend to do it, but you could also just drop your sentry right there. Once you capture a node, just go off and leave your sentry there. And with you leaving your sentry there, it makes it to where anyone who does come will have to destroy sentry, and with it being up high like that, it does make it less noticeable and makes you have to...
Hold on, where do you have it
seconds it
positioned
takes...
at?
What?
Hold on, when you flew in just now, how did you position that? I'm at A node right now.
Okay, I'm right here.
Yeah. Excellent placing.
And see, if you're coming in to take it and you're not paying attention right off the bat... Oh, I'm capturing node. Oh wait, what am I being
because you get shot
at?
by
And
that.
it's not gonna specify that you're being hit in the head. It's just, well, it would, but you're gonna automatically assume someone's behind you or around you. Your first opinion isn't gonna be look up at the ceiling and notice a sentry that's sticking halfway out of it.
Alright, you guys saw that. You saw exactly how Argh placed that turret up there on the ceiling. So be it a Rust sentry or a Power Core sentry, that right there is a very key note for sentry scientist players that we got. Go up on high and place that high enough to where it can't actually be noticed as quickly. And by the time they notice it, they're already either going to be shot at by it, or they're just going to be dead, period.
Now, if we can we move on to Node B? Node B is primarily a death sentence, no matter how you look at it. Scientists have a very unfair advantage, even to that of scouts on Node B. And, Rod, if you can go to Node B so I can show it.
Alright, I'm at Node B right now. Because here, this is a death sentence, just like it is on just like it is on Corrosion, because there's too many spots to either get sniped at by scientists or sniped at in general. Yeah, by the time you get away, I'm already
dead.
dead.
Holes in the area that a scientist can just fly their way past and easily get in and out of a combat zone.
Yep.
Now, that's playing a scientist at close range. Majority of the time you're at Node B, you're not... Your first thought is, hey, Node B, let me play off in the distance and just hit him with Photon Burst or Orbital Pistol. That's a great way of capturing Node B as well.
Here, I'll switch to a Sniper Scientist build.
Okay.
Because the medic build I have that works for good thing is also a decent sniper build, because it's all straightforward mid to far range.
Now, playing a scientist on a map as big as Desolation, it's based completely off of accuracy. You can't use guns like Gear Shredder and hope you get ping shots. Every shot you're gonna want to take is gonna you're gonna want it to be an actual accuracy-based shot that will actually deal damage and hurt your opponent as quickly as possible.
Correct. See, a lot of places where scientists can come and camp, take their shots, move around from position to position. Scouts can do the same thing. Once I finish capturing this thing here and I die the next time, I'll switch back to a scout, any scout really, and I can show you how to get up there in all these positions as a scout.
Oh, I so screwed up that turn.
It's alright.
And see, there's just too many places for scientists to thrive killing their opponent at B. And if you're good at close turns, you can pull off 2 loop turns instead of the 3 loops, or even go so far as just killing your opponent as easily as possible in the area.
Right.
Now,
switching back
scientist
to
gameplay at B, if you play close range like that, is a lot of hit and run tactics.
Yeah, basically for B, it is if you can drop your sentry high enough and drop down with a gear shredder, almost like a tip out of, well, dare I quote him, but yeah, Gears 1984. It's a classic tip where you can actually just come in and then, Argh, do you know the trick where you can come in, drop the sentry, and then dash forward in the process?
I hate that guy so much.
Give me a second, I need to do a fly around.
Yep, I believe that's it. No,
I was too low to the ground for that one.
So it's where you transform when you do the sentry and then dash forward in the process. Have that with a gear shredder on primary when you get ready, when you transform, and it's almost like an insta-death. So I want to try and show you doing that.
Oh, I kept hitting the wrong button there.
Alright, try that again real quick.
I have to wait for it to respawn.
Oh, that's alright. Because I'm wanting Argh to show you guys this trick, that way you can try to practice dashing forward upon transforming. Even if you're not a scientist build. Or I mean a medic build. You can use this sentry or medic build, because it's good in order to put yourself in an upright position before you shoot or before you activate set ability. It's a good tip to get used to.
And scientist builds are, if you're wanting a scientist that's really based off of hit and run tactics, it's a lot of almost, I guess best way to word it would be aerial acrobatics. A lot of starting with a nosedive downwards, then going up into a upward movement, and so you really never want to touch down to the ground if you're doing hit and run tactics. Obviously, in actual gameplay, you would be doing rocket shots while you're making all these swing bys. Also, take A real quick.
We are capturing A.
I almost did that, but that was a good tactic just now.
Oh, I so took too long on that turn.
Alright, I'm gonna head over to B and then I'm gonna try that trick again and see if I can do it. No.
We are losing B.
Try again. I'm not sure if momentum plays a role or not. Bingo, that was it.
Now,
try that again.
sometimes
We are losing B.
Damn it.
Hey, Rodimus.
No, that wasn't it. Oh, yeah?
Whenever you have time, have a look through my Rainbow Siege DLCs.
oh, I
Sure.
so
Yes.
momentum does.
I think momentum does play a key role in that. Let me try this one
And
more
if
time.
you are quick enough, you can drop sentry while you're doing it. Now let's go to Node C and work around there, because this Node C is
Yes. Oh,
where scientists are able to fight from a close and long range.
true. Because from here, scientists have a whole point to watch this, and snipers from that railing all
There's
the way
a turret
down.
that's hard to find.
True.
Minutes left.
Right there is a turret
Putting a
that's
turret
hard,
right
and
there.
Because you put
Most
it
of the
right up
time,
here,
opponents will.
it'll be easy to see.
We have captured
Most of the
C.
time, opponents always go right through the front here. Putting it right there, they have to get to right here before it starts hitting them, or before they realize it's there and it starts hitting them. So the time it takes for them to turn, hit it, or retreat gives you enough time to get from wherever you're at on the field right here for defensive measures.
Bingo.
So in a way, it works as an early warning system that can tell you Node C is being captured without actually knowing Node C is being captured from the game telling you. I mean, at that point, the game's gonna tell you anyways.
But if your sentry alerts
you're
you,
getting a little
then
bit of damage done while you're being informed.
yeah. Because by the time they take that down, they're already going to have a little bit of damage on them, pending a medic being with them. So there you go, scientist players putting that right there, or if you can, even right up there. It's a good early warning system, so when they come right in through this thing, they won't be able to. Yeah, right up there. Yeah, before I could even finish transforming.
30 seconds left.
Granted, yes, I was already low, but still.
Even if you weren't low, it was still gonna
Get a
chip
pretty
some
good.
health away.
Yeah, we're still gonna get a pretty good deal off me.
Now,
Let me try this tip
also,
one more time. 'Cause I want to get that
also
momentum
here
going.
at Node C, snipers are they're gonna have their way with you here in the front, mainly because of
Autobots
the
win
bridges.
the match.
They can get you from a few different points that would be difficult for you to get them at.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to setting up a capture the flag session. Because those three particular maps were the ones that I noticed that in our past sessions, be it capture the flag or team deathmatch, I noticed that we had a number of hard matches on those maps. Okay, let's switch to capture the flag, because the main two I need to tell you about, I can actually show you while we're going along.
On, CTF?
For capture the flag, I'm just going to keep it pretty basic because it affects any map, really. It just depends on who you're playing with and who does good offense and who does good defense.
Because there is one map that I want to show defensive.
Alright, let me defensive scientist for capture the flag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know you could make a build like that.
It's very similar to an aggressive build.
Is this involving a rest
It's-
sentry by chance?
It's either or. It's all preference. For me, I always go damage, so for me, I'll run damage sentry for it, but it changes on gameplay, so if you want to go rest sentry for it, you can. If you want to go, damage output sentry, you can. Can you send us into, corrosion?
Okay, keep it basic. Just do, 3 points.
I doubt either one of us are going to be capturing flags.
Honestly, not really. Nah, just to go over offense and defense. The main code of capture the flag is the medic is among the most valuable assets. So you want to make sure that the medic is a reliable medic. He can't get to everybody at the same time, but can get to the key people in order to try and keep making an impact to keep pushing. Because the main point of capture the flag, in addition to trying to keep scoring, is to keep pushing. Because if you have nobody that keeps pushing, but people that keep defending, then progress isn't going to be made, and the enemy is going to capitalize at each point. What class are you playing as?
Scientists. Just head over to the, area and...
How many viewers do you have right now?
Oh, right now it's 6 people watching. The server in Jabs just signed on to watch. Alright, where did you say you were?
I'm at the flag for Autobot. And just stroll right in like you're going to try and capture it.
Just act like...
Okay. I put it too far up, but... Okay, so... I'm gonna kill you because I don't want you to take my flag.
Hold on, where did you have the sentry at?
Up to roof, but I had it too far up. It wasn't recognizing that you were in the room. So with this one, it is a little difficult due to the size of the room. Not always does the sentry pick up at it, but there's a certain corner on both sides of Autobot and Decepticon that you want to drop the sentry, and if dropped right, it's not going to be noticeable by your opponent until they've already entered the room from 3 of the different angles.
Where did you place that at when I first came in here? Because I felt something vaguely when I went to back up. How did you place that in here? Oh, right when I came down the railing?
Putting it right there, if they come down from there, turret. If they come in from there, turret. If they come in from there, turret. Now, putting it there, you hide right here with a fully charged gear shredder. Now, doing it this way, you have a warning system for those 3 entrances, and if they come in from over there, boom. 3 gear shredders straight to the face.
Alright, so putting that sentry there.
Depending on what wings you use, again, using smaller wings on your build, if you hide yourself correctly, Rod, go up to the 2nd floor where I'm shooting at. Up there. Outside of my gamer tag, can you see me any at all?
Actually, no.
Exactly. A scientist with the right wings is small enough to hide behind these crates, and if you angle your camera right, you can see that doorway, the doorway Rod's at, and the one below him, meaning it to where the only one you don't have a viewpoint on is this, but with the turret right there, as soon as someone drops who isn't a cloaker, it's gonna let you know right away, okay, someone's there. You have the gear shredder charged. Just quickly move around and hit with gear shredder. Now, due to the fact scientists have low health compared to bigger builds that are normally used for capture flag, I would suggest if you do this, you have someone else pulling defense with you. That person can be roaming around the room and be a little bit less hidden away.
Now, usually on defense, there's always going to be either a destroyer hanging back or a Titan. So could this play act style for putting that sentry right over there, for instance, work with that? Rather than a sentry being tunnel?
Because assuming, we'll say there's a Titan in here, and he's just doing patrol between the 3 primary exits that he can reach. So, meaning that one up there, and then back door. Putting sentry right over here, and height doesn't really matter. I mean, you want to put in an area that will kind of make it to where it's useful. That might be a little too high for ground hits, but in that general area, you're hiding over here and Titan's fighting. Alright, we'll say the enemy drops down from where Rod is. Turret has already gone in a few shots, goes for flag, Titan goes in for kill, you pop out for kill from this side. That person is now staring down 3 different guns from 3 different angles. If he can survive that, he deserves to get that flag.
Because that's if they even... That's the only way they're going to survive. You know?
Yeah, because you have a Titan and a Scientist coming in at you from 2 angles. If you retreat going any of these ways, the turret is going to turn around and start shooting you. So you lose 3 of your options for a retreat, and your one and only option to move forward is probably going to have a Titan in the way. So in a way, it makes it to where all 4 bases are covered, while making it to where you have a slight early warning system. The only thing that's gonna really be a threat to get past you and past the turret right off the bat is a cloaking scout, which is...
Yeah, because scouts are
outside
always
of that,
like...
the only other thing is gonna be if the entire enemy team rushes you, and... But outside that, those are the only 2 ways your opponent is gonna be able to get out of that situation without losing someone in the process.
Right. Okay, place that turret back up there again. I'm gonna come in here as a destroyer, let's say.
Okay. Go ahead and let me know when you've reached the outside of the area.
Okay. Now a tip right there, in order to save replenishing energy on that, I would say is a sentry with recycler, because you can just set it and forget it. Because you can literally leave a sentry like that with resource or recycler active for like the whole session, and it will not go anywhere. The energy will not deplete. Okay, I'm outside the door now.
Okay, let me get into position and ready. Okay.
Alright. That's 1.
Did any of those gears hit you?
1 almost hit me. No, that turret got me. Yeah.
2 angles, and then Titan from a Titan or Destroyer who's also defending from another angle.
Yeah, because a Titan with a scrap maker will shred right through him the second that sentry hits him. It's like a hot knife on butter.
Now, obviously, once the sentry starts hitting from the one angle, the person who's being hit by it is going to automatically know, okay, it's in that corner. If placed correctly, it's not going to be able to be hit from the one side. And with that being said...
Alright, I'm going to come in next as a Titan.
Okay, let me know when you're in range.
I'm on my way, stomping on my way. Causing a ruckus, destroying everything but the kitchen sink. Alright, I'm right outside the front gate.
Okay.
Alright.
Actually, go back to where you're at, see if the EDK can hit it.
Yes, it can. By the time the EDK hits it, I'm already going to be...
The other two people are already going to be holding shots on you. And obviously having a second defender in here, that Titan would have been dead as soon as it killed the sentry.
Or as soon as I even tried to back up, I would have had a massive amount of damage. So it would have added pressure to the medic to either try to come to me since I was pushing for the flag, or you lose the opportunity to gain the ground you just gained by having a power play just missed. Alright, I'm going to try going in the front way.
1 sec, I need to reset it.
Oh, okay.
We'll start another match to do it, to continue on, because it's about to end.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, believe it or not, a lot of people don't expect a sentry scientist for defense. And it actually throws people off pretty well due to the fact that you don't normally see one pulling an offensive role to that capability.
Yeah, it's never really been done in a big match type situation. The last guy that pulled that off was one of Spunk's guys in Cat when they were WCW, or back when they were WCW before that whole crap on GameFAQs happened.
I also know of a place on Array that you can do the same trick. Pretty sure you can do it on Array.
Alright, let's head in here. Now, I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys also about the tips in when you're playing a medic. The medic needs to always be with the flag runner at all times. So as soon as he gets the flag, the medic needs to be right there with the flag runner every step of the way, even when you get it back to the base.
Capture the enemy's flag.
Because the flag runner needs to have protection at all times. Everybody else at that point, if you want to have one other person back to help defend the flag runner, you can. Otherwise, everybody needs to be in the field in order to get our flag back if it's not already at our base in order to make the capture. Okay, coming in as a Titan.
I'm gonna show this on both flag sides because it can be done on both. The one for Autobot side is a little easier to see right off the bat because of there's not a lot of in-game junk. But putting it up there, unless you're a sniper and can one-shot that, your opponent, it's gonna see you before you can from up there. And with that being said, you have an early warning system from that side, meaning to where you just have to keep your backside covered. And if you're running a scientist with photon burst, you could look out the front door and snipe.
Right. Now, actually, if you can believe it, I've been in many clan battles and practice sessions where people do that trick. They put it right up there.
And now I'm gonna show the one for the Decepticon side.
And I've seen it right there. Let's switch. Alright, I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, I'm switching. Ready when you are.
Alright, I'll let you know when I'm right outside the front door. I'm leaving Autobot spawn now. Whoa, where are you at?
The small opened area between Decepticon spawn and flag. You might want to hurry up. My turret is almost dead, though.
Alright, on the way in. Whoa!
We have taken the enemy flag.
How did you get it in that little crawl space?
When you respawn, come over and I'll show you. Now, putting it right there, your opponent has no way of seeing it before it sees you.
You got that right.
The only way is
that.
from where rods spawn, but even then, the person who put it would have to have done a bad job. So...
Yeah, show me that trick again. Oh, wow.
And see, it has that right there covered, that right there covered. If your opponent is sneaky and comes behind the bridge like this, it has it covered. It has this door covered. It has every way of getting in here covered to some extent. Now, since it's a small room, rest sentry may be a better option due to the fact that it's a small room. There's gonna be 2 defenders in here. Yeah, do you want to slow your opponent down, or do you just want to do extra damage to them?
I could see Officer doing that trick for actually either or.
Now, also, while you put it there and your other person's defending, if you're running Photon Burst, stand right here. I can see Autobot flag from right here perfectly clearly. I can shoot their defenders while being at my own base and never have to leave while doing damage to their defenders so that our offensive can take base. So therefore you're playing offensive and defensive in the same setting. If your base comes attacked, your sentry is going to know before you do, so you have a warning system right there along with your other teammate.
Damn, wait, you can really see you can see the whole
I'm shooting it right
flag.
now.
Wow, okay, tip. Right here in the little side here. That's a good space on this side for defending. If we got a scientist support, they can back you up in full.
And also,
actually, heck, the medic could do
recharger,
that,
if
really.
anyone goes for it.
Actually, the medic could do that. Because the only other person that's going to be in here that would be a scientist would be the medic.
Yeah, and then if anyone goes for recharger, perfect shots at them from here, perfect shots from flag, and then... you can't actually see it from here, but also standing right here, most scouts tend to like taking that building from the Autobot spawn. As soon as they get to that window, you're gonna see them, so you're gonna know that they're coming from this side of the field at some point. So you just have to position yourself here and wait for them to come from above. If they don't come from above, you could just stand exactly right here. I have full coverage of that doorway and all of right here, so you have both of these exits covered as soon as anyone's coming from this side, along with the turret over there and your other teammate covering other side. Nothing will be getting past you without someone being notified.
There you go. Environmental and verbal communications that can all be intact. Figuratively speaking.
And
now tell me, is it
that's
possible to put one above the door? I was just about to ask that.
I've seen it done, but it doesn't have as good of capabilities because it can be seen from off that way way sooner than what the one under here can be seen.
Yeah, because right when you come up, a scout coming in taking their time can see that before anybody else.
Yeah, or anyone who's just keen on detail will be able to see that turret.
Yeah. Putting that over here in the corner though, that's a nice plan. I never seen anybody do that before.
Yeah, because I've seen it to where I've actually seen destroyers who would just hide out right here, and then as soon as someone comes in, go in with an A4 at them and pop a shield barrier.
Okay. Okay, next up, let's actually, let me switch over to a sniper and let me see all the different ways I can probably try and hit you, or see if you can hit me at what time we got left.
Okay. From the positions?
Yeah, from the different positions. Alright, now I'm gonna stand right here at the flag and tell me if you can see me.
Am I getting the hits on?
No, I'm seeing them. Hang on, tell me if you can feel this.
Yeah, I definitely felt that.
So you can't hit me, but I can see you. We can see each other. You can't hit me, but I can hit you. Well, if you have a sniper defense.
Try moving outside of it. Like, no, keep moving closer outside the door. That's
I felt
where
a little
I can
bit
hit
of
you
that.
at.
1 minute left.
Okay, so it works if your opponents are leaving the base or returning to it. You can hit them from here.
Wait, so Photon
pistol
has this range?
Yeah, that's the range for Photon.
Interesting. That's something I did not know.
Orbital pistol has the same range as what the charge rifle does, so orbital pistol can easily hit them from inside base.
You have an orbital pistol set?
No, I don't run orbital pistol on any loadouts.
Ah, okay. Okay, but I did not know this. Because that was the one thing that irked me for a while, is what the maximum range of Photon burst rifle was. And that's something I actually want to test out another thing, because that's the max I've seen.
It's probably best way to word it is it's the length of Decepticon doorway to Autobot doorway on array. That's the length distance that neutron or photon burst can hit from.
Okay. Because I know on a close range map like maybe Bowels or maybe Spire, I know you could easily do spawn to spawn with no problem, since it's like not that far from each other.
Yeah.
Okay, well, short of those tips and the responsibilities of the medic that come into play during Capture the Flag and scientist relevant gameplay that you now have knowledge of, T.A.C.T.
Can you back us back into array? I wanna see some real quick.
Sure. But anywho, with the knowledge now of how to use scouts and scientists to a more effective gain for our group and for future victories, I hope the hands-on experience here was beneficial in some sense. So if you want to try and main path blaster outlines,
Capture the flag.
for mid, far range outlines, or sniper builds, or scientist sniper builds, or what?
Come over to Decepticon base.
Yep.
Picture a whirlwind coming out from right here.
Oh my god, wow, what the... Wow, that is some creepy shit.
Picture a whirlwind just wailing on you from that corner.
I wish I could be there and help you guys out. Sounds like you guys are having fun, and
yeah, that's actually...
That is so funny.
Yeah, just run out with a whirlwind, popping them.
I never even thought of that. That is a really nice idea.
So with that being said, if you're not running a defensive scientist on here, a Titan whirlwind from right here is gonna throw your opponent off, because they're gonna come running in from this point, look, not see anyone, go straight for a flag, turn. As soon as they turn, you're already with a whirlwind closer than what Rod is to me right now. You are gonna get them by surprise. And
oh, hey, I just thought of something.
what?
Okay, sentry right up there like you were originally saying, so if they see that, they still come and get the flag if they're not already affected by it, or a rust, and then they get whirlwind by somebody right there. That's like hilariously like dickish.
Yeah, because then they have to deal with that if they don't see that right off the bat, and then turn right to side to be hit by a whirlwind from point blank range. And if you have the increased movement speed with whirlwind, there's no way they're going to be able to dash or turn quick enough to get away from that.
Well, hey, T.A.C.T, there's another idea. It's completely dickish, but it's useful. Yeah, it's good, and that's even rare to say that. Good dickish. That's like a good dick move. Anywho, guys, I'm glad you guys managed to stay in for the live stream.
Wait, before you go off real quick, go to your flag real quick.
What, you want to try and see if the tank cannon can hit from that far?
I'm pretty sure it can, but I just want to see it. Because if so, then you could even just sit here as a tank.
Okay, let's say right outside the door here.
Oh, I
little
hit
to the left.
Debris.
Whoa, almost. A little higher. Yeah. Yeah, that hit me.
Am I hitting you?
Yes, it did.
There's kill shot.
I did not know that.
As a tank, you can be sitting here just bombarding enemy flag with shell fire until the rest of your team gets there to take it.
So from that little div to the doorway right in front of the flag. Oh, so a Titan actually has a chance in being good on defense.
I saw that hit your shield.
Yep.
I saw both times I saw your shield go and respawn from the hit. And if your opponent isn't paying attention and is trying to fend off teammates who are already in there, that random shell has a chance for a kill shot.
Let's see, can this hit you from here? No, apparently not. So that orbital pistol has some good range, but for the range I have, it doesn't go out that far.
Try hitting me with it.
Okay, I'm standing right here outside a door now.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, I can't photon burst you from this range.
What about orbital pistol? Little to your right. Little higher. Too high.
Yeah, I don't... Hang on, let me move up a little bit. Are the shots reaching you?
Shoot again. Wow. About a foot off from actually hitting me. Like, this pole right here, the end of it is on this side is where your shot ends at.
Alright, hang on, let me go right in front of the railing. Okay, right in front of the railing.
Yep,
wow.
That hit me.
And the photon burst rifle still doesn't hit you. The orbital pistol hits you.
It's just out of range.
So I guess a little pistol has a better chance for sniping in these particular situations than burst rifle. Oh, wait, wait.
Those hit me.
Okay, so right here by the pillar is how far the photon burst rifle can work all the way to flag spawn. Yeah. So that's the range. Wow, I just learned something else. You live and learn. Anywho, T.A.C.T, thanks for staying up with us. And hopefully the number of these tips that we gave you from all of our past experiences together can help give you an idea in order to improve your gameplays. And with scouts and scientists, give you an idea for different loadouts to utilize. And improve your scouts and your scientist builds and gameplays effectively. So, Argh, what do you think?
That's pretty much all I have to give opinion-wise on the maps we did try. At some point, we're probably gonna do this for every single map, because there's other positions and other areas that you can do everything that we did at on those maps.
We could do a weekly thing, like once a week, something different, something like every 3 maps or something, based on a lesson or something. Just an idea.
Kids, that's a really good idea. Yeah, because we can do different maps and do different ideas, and we can do live stream it. So that way, it's like the next thing of me, rather than me doing it by myself, because it makes this more fun, because it's more interactive.
Yeah, that and
Soundwave.
Have you ever noticed these?
Oh, and Soundwave gave an idea just now about next time we can do Path Blaster range.
Yeah.
Let's do that with and without lights out. Try that out. And what'd you say?
Rod, come over to Decepticon base.
That was about to end the live stream here, but let me see what the problem is.
War for Cybertron crates. Never noticed them.
What?
The crates, the weapon crates from War for Cybertron.
What the hell?
Never noticed them.
You mean to tell me there's a
design?
There's some shit. They've been
1 minute left. We have taken the enemy flag.
Oh, screw you.
The enemy flag was returned to their base.
Yes.
Hey, be happy I didn't teabag you.
Wait a minute. I wonder. Hang on, I want to check something out here. They're over there. I wonder if there's some over here. In this building.
Seconds left.
I've done this map I don't know how many times, but I've never noticed that particular detail. That's from a WFC reference. Let's see, there's some in here.
15 seconds. So, Rod?
Whoa!
A Titan, who is the slowest moving of any class, takes him 15 seconds to get from Decepticon spawn to Autobot.
Were you running or walking?
I was running.
Okay, so running at full thing with no ability use, it takes 15 seconds to get from the door of Autobot to the door of Decepticon.
For a Titan, yeah.
For a Titan.
And Titan is slowest of moving out of all of them.
Yeah, because it's tank.
Yeah. 15 seconds. Dang. Because I know if a scientist could easily fly there in like 4 or 5 seconds flat. Scout,
Let's
I could probably...
see how long a scout can do it. Can you take us back in?
Sure.
I'm curious to see how fast a scout can run it.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna try a destroyer and see how fast that is. Because that's the case. That's actually a pretty good clock. That's a good clock in. The idea.
I mean, if a destroyer can do that in 15.
Capture the flag.
Okay.
see
So
this.
from the door that begins for Decepticon, I'm running it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 seconds. I messed up there at one
So
point.
about 10 seconds or so?
Yeah, a scout can do it in 10.
Okay, let me try destroyer real quick. Count me off. Walk there or run?
Run.
Alright, count me off now.
Go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So about 11,
about
12?
12 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, so in general, Scout is really... I can see why Scout's made for capture the flag, because Scout does honestly get there the quickest.
We're short a teammate now.
Well, let's see how fast a jet can do it in robot mode.
Okay,
You know what? I'll just stay on your team. Who cares?
try that out real quick. Because that's the case, because I was wondering when I was doing the capture the flag, when I was doing the session with the boys back on PS3, I was wondering exactly how long it would probably take me to likely reach from one side to the other just running it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Scientists can do it just as quickly as a scout.
Really?
Yeah, I just pulled a 10-second.
I gotta keep that in my back pocket.
When you're done, I would actually challenge you in Siege.
Let's see how fast scientists can do it in.
If we have time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 to 6 seconds in vehicle mode for scientist.
I thought so. Because that never looked like it that could change too much.
What about destroyer? Let's see how fast it takes you.
Okay, from the door.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same
9,
speed,
10
either
seconds.
way.
So
Yeah,
running it
that's-
or running it? Running
Actually,
it or
no,
on vehicle mode?
That's a little bit less. Less by about maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
But that's the catch right there, because you can't run it because you wouldn't be able to effectively run it in vehicle mode. Otherwise, scientists would be busted for capture the flag.
Yeah. I'm gonna try a scout in vehicle mode now. See how fast it takes them to get from one end to the other. Now
Go
keep in
for it.
mind, doing it this way would be for to actually get to the base, and then you would have to run it back. So starting at door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So
Same speed.
So about 9 seconds in vehicle mode, 9-10 seconds robot mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
So overall, it doesn't seem like it really matters which.
So a scout running
Mode
outside
you-
so a scout right out the gate could get to the flag the fastest out of anybody on the team, and then you could just wait it out in order to try and take the
Yeah.
flag at the right time, and then you can run it back essentially in the same time, barring interference of the other team.
Now, assuming pickups aren't allowed, but we'll add time as going for a recharger from this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So still 9, 10 seconds.
It's 1 extra second, give or take, for
Just to stop and pick that up.
Yeah, which I mean, in the case that pickups would be allowed, which most of the time they're not, but in the inevitable case that they are allowed, you can easily get to it.
Yeah.
With the sparing of 1 extra second, and that sparing of 1 extra second makes it that once you're en route to the actual objective, the rest of your team who's slower will have that 1 extra second to catch up to you, and you could go in with a stronger force.
Alright, there it is. Alright, and that concludes my session for today. I'm going to do another live stream at another point in time in the future.
Next week, Saturday.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Probably next week or whenever it is will be another opportune moment in order to try and hit it up. And then we'll practice using different defense techniques and using the same things again, Scout and Scientist, on different maps. So the ones I showed you today were Array, Bowels I believe we were on, and Desolation. And we're going to try out the Scientist and Scout tricks again on them.
Oh yeah!
What'd you just do?
I did the run and jump on an object.
Oh, anywho, we're going to be here doing
see if
this.
I could do it. Oh, I screwed it up.
Alright guys, you have a good night, and tune in till the next one.
Good
Till
night.
all are one, TAC.
No, or one.
Nope. I can't do it now.
Stop paying attention to it. You can do it if you believe you can. You can if you think you can.
I keep transforming too soon.
See?
Yep.